Hi everybody, Steve Griffiths here, developer of the MTPredictor software program. In today's video I'd like to look at how the markets, this is the US eminis, particularly the YM, unfolded yesterday. That's for March the 16th, Wednesday March the 16th. I'd particularly like to look at this setup here early in the day, this TS3 cell setup, because this was unfolding during our customers webinar, so customers were seeing this actually unfold in real time as the webinar was progressing. But looking at the day as a whole, you can see the STF is red, so you don't want to consider buy setup, so ignore this one, ignore this one, ignore this one. The only setup you really should be looking at or focusing on is this particular TS3 setup here. If I put the analysis on, if I right mouse click, select automatic setup, click on the colored reversal bar, you can see that perfect MTPredictor trade setup, STF red, TS3 sell, down to the first target for a nice 4.1R profit. Position sizing took care of the number of contracts to keep your risk under 2% on our sample $20,000 account. But during the customer training webinar, I also suggested that as the market bounced off this second target here, the customers could consider, rather than taking profit for a nice 4R profit at the first target, perhaps coming down to this 7 target for a potential 7.2R, and the reason being was the 15-minute chart. For those of you who've been following these videos for a while will know that we always look at the 15-minute chart to get the larger degree support and resistance. So were there any reasons why the market should go down into this 11,603 area rather than stopping around the 11,653? Well, if we go to the 15-minute chart, here's the YM. If I go back to just before the market, or as the market was unfolding, this is where our TS3 sell setup was on our 3-minute chart. So to put the DP support on the chart is really easy. Advanced chart analysis, you go to choose swing high or low. Let's come back to this prior pivot, and lo and behold, the DP is put on the chart in advance for you. But let's have a look at the level. The level is around 11,607. Now that actually coincides with the lower target on our 3-minute chart, and in fact if I scroll the chart forward you can see that the market actually came down into this level, sorry I went a bit too far, into this level before bouncing. So again, I'll just stress that again, the top of the DP is at 11,606. So when we go back to the 3-minute chart, 11,606 is basically about here. So in other words, it's at the level of this second target down here rather than the first target. So a conservative approach could be to, because you're short 4 contracts, could look to take, say, half the position off at our first target, banking a nice 4R profit on the first 2 lots, and then if you wanted to come down and close the rest of the position at near a 7R profit. But that's more for advanced traders among you. Just for the pure standard traders, if I take this off again and put the analysis on, a pure standard trader would have a nice plus 4R profit, no questions at all, coming into the first target at this level here. STF was weak, so plus 4R profit. So standard traders, standard trade management, a great plus 4.1R trade. Now do you remember I said that we'd be avoiding, if I clear the chart off, we'd be avoiding any buy setups. The question is, were there any sell setups on any of the other markets? So let's go through and have a look at the NQ. So I'll just clear that chart off, some analysis I had left on there. If I go to the NQ on a 3-minute chart, yes, we had a couple of buys here, but as I've already said, against red STF, therefore you want to avoid them. But this TS2 sell setup here was against a red STF, so it was a perfectly valid setup to consider. Again, let's put the analysis on, right mouse click, select automatic setup, click on the color reversal bar, and here we go. Market went down, and even at our first target, I won't even consider our lower target, which is our typical wave 5 WPT. You can see it's our typical wave 5 WPT. I won't even consider that. So for a purely standard trade, for standard traders, at the first target, STF is weak, plus 4.7R. So if you add that to our conservative plus 4R profits from the YM, that makes a very good day's result yesterday. Again, using completely standard and automatic trade setups in the MTPredictor software following the US eminis. So a good day yesterday.